This is our front desk. This is where we meet and greet the public. We have dedicated adoption counselors now, which we weren't able to have at our old shelter. But we answer phones, we deal with the public, we help people with adoptions. And this is one of our dog trainers, our principal dog trainer right here, Donna Culver. This is our director's office. Kim is not here at the moment. And down the hall here we have our conference room. We do a lot of outreach to the public. We have school groups come through. We had an elderly group here yesterday from Sunrise. And this is generally where we teach and explain the shelter's mission to people. And also have meetings for fundraisers and whatever else we do here. This is another private office here. That's our bookkeeper working away right there. This room here is our intake room for cats. This is where the cats come before they have been vet checked, when they initially come in. We have some new kittens here. Hi, babies. Hi. Hi, you're talking too. We have a small surgical suite here so that the vet can come and do a lot of minor type procedures without us having to transport the animals to the veterinary clinic every time they need to go. These plaques are memorials to people's animals that they have lost in the ladies' room. One of the nice things about being able to design the shelter was that we were able to keep the dog and the cat sections very separate. In our old shelter, we used to have to walk the dogs right through the old cat section, and oftentimes we were so overcrowded that we had cage upon cage in the hall, so it was very stressful for all of the animals involved. So this way is the dog section. Excuse us. And it's going to get loud, I'm sure, because they're all very happy to see us. Bam Bam, how are you? Hey. Another nice feature that we have here in the new shelter is that we have these guillotine doors so that the animals can go out into their own dedicated area. Cages for the dogs. Again, we have an intake area here. These are animals that have just come in that haven't been vet checked yet. So they're not legally up for adoption at this point. You guys have been very good. Usually they raise a ruckus whenever we come in.
It must be the music.
Okay. So moving down this way, we have our laundry room on this side. One of our functions here at the shelter is that we have what's known as the Mary Hooper Elder Fund, and it was thanks to a grant from a Cohasset organization. We help elderly people in our area. We provide them with food, with litter, sometimes rides to the vets if they need it, just to help them keep the animals in their home longer so that they don't have to surrender the animals. So So this is where we keep a lot of the stuff that goes out to them. This is our kitchen area. Pretty much everything is donated too, even the washer and the dryer. Somebody donated a new washing machine to us recently. All of the food that we feed the animals is donated. We rely very heavily on the community for our support. We have children come in all the time. They've had birthday parties, and they will ask for gifts for the animals in lieu of gifts for themselves. And they come in with money and with litter and food and paper towel, all the things that we need so badly. So this is our cat section. We have 6 cat rooms down here. Each one is outfitted with cat condominiums.
See, I have a long way at home.
Hi guys, some of our residents. This is Big Al, Dodie. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, baby. So they're all basically pretty much the same. 2 of these rooms were supposed to be dedicated to small animals. One was going to be a maternity ward and one was going to be for small, because we get ferrets, we get guinea pigs, we get rabbits, we get a lot of different things from time to time. And again, to keep them away from the cats and the other animals, to give them a room of their own. But we haven't had any in a while, and we do have a fellow here who is, he's on quarantine because he came in with a wound of unknown origin. And so he's got his own room, and he's going to be here for a few months. But I think his quarantine is up at the end of February. So pretty much the cat rooms are all essentially the same. We do have a feral room down here. And what happened was, when we initially opened the shelter, we knew that we were going to be a no-kill shelter, but we didn't really realize the extent of the feral population in this area. So people would call and say, you know, my cat has had, or a cat has had kittens in my garage or under my porch or whatever, and we would go and we would trap them and we would bring them in. And we could socialize the kittens, but the mother was feral. And so the feral cats started to accumulate. And we realized we had to come up with some sort of a solution for that. And we developed the Trap, Neuter, and Release program. But in the interim, a few of these cats got caught in the sort of catch-22. And so we do have a feral room. Most of these ferals have been with us since 1999. And they're slowly dying off. But we put out a request recently, and we received all of these cat condos and climbing things. I don't know what you call them actually. And so they're having themselves a ball. Also, one of the volunteers very kindly paid to have that enclosure built out there so that in the nice weather they're able to go outdoors, which is terrific for them. They go out, they lie in the grass, they can watch the birds at the bird feeder, they have little phony trees to climb. So it's really a great situation for them. So they will be with us for the rest of their lives, but at least they've got a nice spot. This is an exterior view of our feral cat enclosure. As you can see, they can come outside through that window. They've got plenty of soft places to stand, to sit, to lie. They've got a little tree to climb. And they can look over here and they can watch the birds at the bird feeder. So it's a great spot for them. This is one of our dog enclosures here. Particularly when people come to adopt an animal from us and they have an animal already, it's really good to be able to do a meet and greet with the 2 dogs to see if they get along together. And this is one of the areas that we use for that. And these are the individual dog runs that I showed you from the inside. They come out the guillotine doors here, and they all have their own runs. Last winter we had a devastating storm here in Scituate. The lights were out all over town. Power was out for a minimum of 3 days in some areas and as much as a week in other areas. We were forced to evacuate all of the animals from the shelter because we had no heat and no lights. And the volunteers stepped up and took the animals home and kept them safe. Normally we provide a service where if somebody is forced out of their home, people who live along the water, they can bring their animals here and they know the animals will be safe. But we were unable to do that because we didn't have power ourselves. So we decided we really, really needed this generator. Unfortunately, we did not have the money in the budget for it, but we determined that it was so important that we have it that we went ahead and bought it anyway.